Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Tony X Morning Show. I'm Tony T with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, giving out live free picks for today's action. And today's card, well, we're going to have a little bit of a lot today. We got picks here from the NFL, college football, NBA, college basketball, and NHL at the end of the show. So, guys, make sure you hit that like, that thumbs up. We greatly appreciate that. It really helps us build up our audience. So we'll meet the cappers and get right to the picks as we don't mess around here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Say hello, Sean. Sean, what's going on?
Not much. I don't know why I want to dabble with NBA. 3-4 day yesterday. The NBA is not off that. 2-5 NBA, but ridiculous 4-1 start on hockey. So there's that. I don't know.
Wow.
So it's the freaking NBA. Terrible. No betting allowed. I got to stick to my guns.
Sad about that. Let's say hello to Alessandro. What's going on, Alessandro? You're on mute there, Alessandro.
My bad on mute. Great start to the day. 3-4 for me as well yesterday. That's why I was laughing. College basketball went well, 2-1. Butler there covered the big spread at home. Eastern Washington, that was an eye closer, man. That was a tight one to get. We got it though, +9. But pro basketball, ugly 0-2. I was on the Warriors. What was the other one? Timberwolves with Ann. I was hoping so. Yeah, 3-4 though. We'll move on. We'll get the profit today. I like the college basketball. I don't know about this NBA though. We'll see.
Yeah, NBA can be very tricky. Jorge, what's happening?
Nothing, man. I had a good day yesterday. Won 2 games by a total of 1.5.
Whoa.
I'll take it.
Oh, man.
I think with the crazy games that we had, that's probably the best we could do. But I was on that Eastern Washington. Too bad they don't have their best player, man. That's the old Long Beach State coach, and that dude could cover.
Yeah.
Months. He was there forever and hung with UCLA. They stayed in that area. I think it's a decent win. And the NBA is tough. You really got. That's why I was asking off there. What really are the injury questions with some of these teams and load management? So we'll see how it goes today.
Oh, this is news to me. I didn't know the ESPN Bet dropped it. Wow, that's news
Well,
to
it's
me.
funny. So when I used to jump on the games to see what the TV games are, because that's big to me. I like to look at teams coming on and off ESPN. They had the ESPN up there, and I thought that was a little bit conflicting. Throw the betting number right up there, and then about the 3rd or 4th week of the season, it went away. Because I used to just see it just to start off what was going on. I was like, where is it? Where is it? And I looked for it a couple days ago. So I'm not shocked. I wonder what the whole reason behind that is. We probably won't know, but it'd be interesting to know.
Well, it was struggling when it's Barstool Sportsbook, right? It was really struggling. They just didn't run it well, And I think that's why ESPN took it over, right? That was Barstool's? That was that Barstool situation, right? With Penn, if I'm not mistaken.
Penn Gaming, yeah.
Yeah, Penn Gaming became.
Barstool started their own little book for themselves. They sold it to Penn. Penn did nothing with it, right? I mean, you're running the sports book. How the hell don't you make money?
Yeah, but
especially when you're pushing a bunch of guys who want to put out 3-leg same-game parlays. And ESPN, listen, ESPN's got problems. They want to, it's Disney. They're involved in 9 billion different things, and they got a bunch of crap that, they don't know where they're going, heads or tails. But the problem is, like you just said, it's their own sports book. You're publicizing it. And then all of a sudden you got stuff like it's rig coming out and people are tagging the FBI and Cash Patel on Twitter about the guy's offsides. He's offsides. ESPN's in on it. Like they're not calling a flag. Like, oh my God, people, stop.
I'm thinking they may have had some information about the scandals before they came all the way down, and they said, you know what, get this crap off the site.
Well, and maybe they could make more money promoting other sportsbooks and running their own.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, the affiliate, sure, for sure.
I think that might be in play there, and I think that's what the situation. We're getting Al Ninos into the show. Al, what's happening?
Doing pretty good. Sorry, running a little late there. I had to get my son ready for his little field trip there, so my bad. But here now.
Where'd you go?
At the aquarium.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
Out there,
Free Willy.
Really, there you go. All right, so let's roll.
My son
here.
just told me that Marshawn Nealon just died from the Cowboys.
Yeah, I saw that.
What happened?
I don't know. I just 24 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
wonder what happened there.
Oh,
It's gotta be some kind of accident or something, right? I mean,
Right?
I would
Something.
think. That's just sad news there. Yeah, getting back here to the ESPN. A lot of people didn't really like ESPN Bet. I heard a lot of that. But they were on. It's funny, on ESPN Radio here in LA, even though it's not legal for them. We only use the Profit X type of. They run ads all the time with them. So, but again, maybe there's just more money in promoting other books. Maybe that's the way.
Quick, I was just trying to shout out Akron, and I was trying to shout out who got it done, Toledo there. Some MAC football, baby. Big favorites covering these numbers. I like it. Hopefully this can it's easy reads, those last two ones, man. Hopefully it can stay like that. Toledo's offense, man, they're hitting these running backs out of the backfield like those mid-'80s 49ers, man. Just a West Coast style offense. I was sitting back, rocking chair winner. Loved it.
Yeah. I wish mine weren't rocking chair, but they were winners. I had Ohio the other night, and then yesterday I had was it Ball State there covering? Yeah, they were close. They were tight ones. Yeah, Ohio needed a late big play to cover that game against Miami. I mean that was.
ESPN Bet were
super square. That's what I noticed about their numbers. I agree.
The Toledo won big last night, but you know what? I fade them on the road. That coach is terrible. He's terrible coach. Like as a double-digit favorite, he's also just 3 times outright this year.
Most talented team in the MAC by far, especially on offense.
But they'll lose half their games out. They're double-digit favorite. They're losing every other game
on the road.
That's proven. That's his numbers. That is an absolute fact. Betting that guy, he's terrible.
Yeah,
three times this year, coming off a loss, they scored 45 points. This was the fourth time.
They should be doing it every game.
They scored 42.
Dominating that conference. They should be dominating that conference.
Thanks for proving my point now. Because the game before they were the game before they were like 14-point favorites. They lost outright last week.
The Bowling Green, right? Yeah, I mean it happens, but I'll take my Toledo win. Let me enjoy my win.
No.
That's what they're supposed to do. No one's knocking it.
I know. I'm just saying. Come on. Give Toledo some credit. This wide receiver, Vander Ross, that they have, he's a player. Look at this Vander Ross kid on Toledo. He's a player.
18 times since 2021 they've lost as a outright favorite since 2021. 12 of those losses come as favorites, at least 7 points.
You got to pick your spots. Of course you got to pick your spots. I know a spot there to touch Toledo was last year in that bowl game against Pitt. They won that game outright. That was a shootout. This offense can put up points.
He's just as a coach. I don't trust him on the road. Like it's the same coach.
I'll trust him anywhere. He's got the best team in the conference, and he plays down to everyone's level.
Yep.
Look at what he did at Washington State. They didn't even show up for that game.
I expect Toledo to mow through that conference, but maybe they will. Maybe they'll pick it up.
They should.
Yeah. No,
and how bad has Northern Illinois gone?
Oh yeah,
they had gone to the I think the MAC championship. What, like 7 to 9 years, and like between like 2011 and like 2018, they were in the MAC championship every year, and now they're just gone.
Yeah, they've had bad losses. They always have those bad losses in conference, and you said on the road. They're just not. They've not been the. That's why it was hard for me to lay that big number with them yesterday because I don't trust them. Even though no, they can't. All they do is run. They can't throw the football for the life of them.
If they didn't have the hook, I might have looked at it, but because the other team had no offense whatsoever.
Yeah,
we'll see how this next one goes there in the next couple of days. The South Florida one. I don't know that one. I don't know. We'll see.
Let's see how this one rolls.
That's how Toledo used to play.
Yeah.
The way South Florida plays now, that used to be Toledo. I've been playing the MAC games forever, dude. I love the MAC conference.
Oh, yeah.
When they had Finn at quarterback, they'd run the heck out of the quarterback.
Yep, Finn
and play defense. And we're good for an upset every year. They've had a strong program for a while.
Well, they were everyone's dog. Remember, who did they play? Kentucky to start the year, right? They played Kentucky. Yeah, everyone had Toledo. Toledo was a sharp play, right? I guess if you got the early number, you covered, right?
It depended on what number you got. I had the bad 7. It went up to like 9 or 10 or whatever.
Yeah,
which is, you knew you were in trouble when that happens. When when everybody's betting on a bad Kentucky team and the trendy dog is not even trendy anymore. Chalk it up to a loser. Here you go. You know it's coming.
You know it's coming. Everybody and their mother was on it, right? That's what happens. But the thing is, especially on these betting shows, that was a sharp play, and of course people tailed it and it pushed it. That's what happened. Yeah, NIU used to be the class of the MAC back in the day because they did it on both sides. They ran and they had the defense and the offense, and they did promote someone to they got to one of the big games, right? They got into one of the big bowls one year. And who was that quarterback they had? They had a quarterback that had a cup of coffee in the NFL, was a bust. But they did produce. I forgot who he was, but they did produce an NFL starting.
What the hell was that cat's name?
That's transfer from the big school too.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember. I can't remember the guy's name. NIU quarterback that got to the NFL.
Ohio's always been good over like the last.
Trevor Siemian. Trevor Siemian.
Yeah, Siemian.
Trevor Siemian.
Since Big Ben was there, they've always popped up and down. They'll get some transfers here and there. They're pretty proud university. In Ohio, too. Ohio balls. I mean, ever since.
They had Gabbert. They had Gabbert there forever, right? Gabbert's brother.
Mm-hmm. That coach is good. That's a great coach. Defensive-minded, special teams.
Jerry Kill was over there, right? Jerry Kill back in the day. Yeah. Then he had that. I don't know what happened. He had a seizure or something. He had some.
Yeah, he went to Minnesota. It was New Mexico. Didn't he go to Vandy?
Vanderbilt. He's an assistant coach somewhere now, right? I think he's still.
Is he still a Vandy? Just kind of helping when his health lets him?
I think so.
Yeah, he's like an associate kind of helper or whatever.
Yeah.
That's because of health.
He's
a great coach. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Jerry Kill is one of the best coaches you don't hear about. what he does for these small schools.
Any school he goes to.
Yeah, any of them. Now, when in Minnesota, right? He made Minnesota respectable. That was hard to do because they were a doormat there for the longest time in the Big Ten.
That's who UNLV needs. We need Jerry Kill to come over here being an advisor. Sorry ass defense.
Oh goodness. Oh man, now what's going on with the hoops program?
They were missing 3 dudes.
Yeah.
No.
I tell you what, if you want to see a college basketball game or you want to check out the refs, dude, that game went an extra 20 minutes because of free throws. Rebels couldn't even get within a half a foot of any player. They call a foul. They were in the double bonus with like 14 minutes left. I was watching it going. I kept watching it just as like, well, look, they're missing their center, 7-foot center from Arizona, and their point guard who started every game for Santa Clara. It's a whole different team.
Stephen kid. That's who I was banking on playing last night, the big 7-footer from Arizona, right?
Yeah.
They have an Alabama transfer. I mean, they have some pieces, but somebody said it already in the chat. There's been some rumors about the gambling. I just think they suck. Now, so what's going to happen now is every time somebody loses, we're just going to say, oh, they're point shaving. No, they just suck. Yeah. Just say they suck.
Dude, there were 70 free throws in that game, bro. 140.
They're talking about that one, though.
2 hours and 20 minutes. I've never seen that happen because of free throws. Ever.
What's going on?
Ever.
Well, West, Boise State loses to a team that has their program on a strip mall, right? I mean, that's
that was a shocker.
That was a shocker there. Maybe San Jose State will move up with their coach. We'll see what happens there. All right, let's get to the games here. Raiders and Broncos divisional battle here. We're seeing Denver favored 9.5, 8.5. It's up. Pinnacle still holding 10 for some reason. I don't know why. It hasn't moved. It's been 10 since yesterday, but everybody else 9. South Point's 8.5. Maybe because that's the closest book to the Raiders, right? South Point. Is that me? No, it's farther than that. It's around the Strip.
It'd be
they're older crowd. The older crowd. Yeah, Mandalay Bay. This is the South Points. They used to call it the Old Point, right? Older hangouts there. Total 43-42.5. In this one, we start here with Sean.
I like the over in this one, believe it or not. I know everybody's going to run like, oh, Raiders can't score. Denver defense. Denver plays down to teams. And we see, okay, could it be 13-11 or 20-12 like the Jets and the Titans game, or even last week's 18-15 game? Or could it be like 33-30 like against the Giants? Like, I don't know who's showing up for this squad. Give me the over. If the Raiders are that bad, they're going to give up points. Knicks will run. He's got Harvey and Dobbins and Sutton and who's the other kid? Trey. Boy, I forgot his name. He was Knicks' roommate in college. I like this over yardage. Anyway, Bowers is playing. You got the other tight end. They're looking at those 2 tight end sets. So Give me the Franklin. Thank you, TCD, Mr. Franklin. Give me the over here. Give me the over for what's it? 42,
42 and a half and 43.
42 and a half. Let's go. Over the total.
There we go with Sean. Move on over to Al Ninos. Raider Al Ninos.
Maybe being a bit of a homer here, but hey, 10 points is 10 points, right? And well, actually, you got to lay a little bit of juice for that 10 points at Pinnacle, but hey, it might be worth it if you can do that. Obviously, actually got burnt with a 9.5 in the NBA last night, so I might be looking for that 10 today. But yeah, I think the Raiders can keep this one semi-competitive. I know it's a tough matchup. They're coming off a good game, or pretty good game where they lost that by 1. And obviously this one will be a tougher matchup on the road. But Broncos, yeah, they're the better team. But again, they've had a couple blowouts, but a lot of close ones. And again, 10 points seems like a lot in this what's expected. I know Sean likes the over here, but with a total set at 43, I guess they're expecting a lower scoring game here. And again, that gives me more value on each and every single point we're getting. So I'll take the points with the Raiders.
Yeah, from El Nino is on over to Alessandro.
Yeah, I was wanting the Raiders as well at plus 10, but I'm seeing 8.5, 9 now. I still like it at the end of the day, taking the points with the Raiders. Linebacker here, Devin White. That was the guy who I was trying to talk about when I was talking about LSU linebackers the other day. Devin White, he's 80 tackles, leading the team. I mean, I like Max Crosby to be off the edge. Broncos are not going to have Pat Surtain back there in the secondary. That is a big piece. And if you look at the Broncos here, I mean, they struggle with the Giants. I know they won that game, but they were losing that game all 3 quarters until the 4th quarter. Then you look at the performance there overseas against the Jets. What else? So many things.
Giants,
yeah. There's some games here. The last week against the Texans. Yeah, I know they won, but C.J. Stroud was out. They scored 18 points. I know the Texans' defense is a whole lot better than the Raiders, but I can see the Broncos playing kind of a defensive type of game. I like this game to go under the total, actually. 42.5 is not too bad. This one could be right around the spread number. That's why I haven't gotten there. You're talking 24-14, 27-17 type ball game, I see.
There we go from Alessandro on over to Jorge.
They're a tired team, man. They've played a lot of games. They're due for a break coming up. I read a great article on it. Even with the Europe trip coming back, they had to play that next week, and they come back against the Giants. They're coming into this game on a short week. All these comeback victories. How fired up are they going to be to play the Raiders? They're not. They got Kansas City on deck. That's definitely a look-ahead spot.
Yep.
Dog and under. Not sure which way I'd go on that, but I definitely won't lay the points or go over the number.
Geno Smith is coming off probably his best game of the year. I know they lost in overtime by 1 to Jacksonville.
Yeah, Bowers is a badass.
Yeah. What do you throw? 4 touchdown passes, 1 interception. I can make a case Geno actually has a good day. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it goes the other way, because going into last week, 7 touchdowns, 10 picks on the year.
So, he likes having Lockett.
He's 11-11 this year, touchdown interception ratio. So we'll see.
Bowers is back. He has chemistry with Lockett for years. Guys he could throw to that he didn't have before. Bowers, man. He's like the next Antonio Gates. Put him on a real offense. That dude would have crazy numbers.
He's good.
Oh, yeah.
Is he going to run for 100 yards in the game, or is he going to do something, or is he just going to run for 3.2 yards a carry like he's doing? I mean, you can blame some of that on the O-line, but –
O-line.
Oh, yeah. I was talking about the tight end, Bowers.
No, Bowers is – I'm not talking about Bowers.
He's ridiculous.
He's trying to see if they can get anything out of the run game.
Yeah, it doesn't help when you're losing 31-0 and 40-6.
True. Playing from behind. So
that's a good point there from Malninos. Yeah. I'm going to trust Pete Carroll here to get it right after the bye. But listen, he inherited a mess, the culture mess, everything. And the first half of the year, it's going to take time to fix. I think coming off the bye week. Last week, they showed some respect, and I think you're going to see improvement. Again, this is Pete Carroll, and I just believe that the team is going to improve. As it's kind of like Belichick, right? Once they get the hold on the pro, he's not believing. All right, he's not a believer.
All teams around the league are penalizing their season fans for reselling their tickets.
Mm-hmm.
Not the Raiders. He came out black and said, "Oh, we're not going to do that," and we're a resale market, man. That team is garbage. if a decent team comes in town, it's $1,000 for lower bowl to go to the game. For Christ's sake, I can go to the Steelers airfare, hotel, and game for the price to go to Allegiant to watch the Raiders get smoked by another team. Absolutely horrible. They know it's a resale market. Mark Davis doesn't care. That arena fills up. He said they were giving him a hard time about the Steelers the Raiders going to a silent count when the Steelers were in town because so many people were there with the terrible towels. He said he doesn't care. He goes, unless that arena gets knocked down, he says it'll sell out every Sunday.
It is a number one revenue producing arena of last year. Was number one revenue producing revenue in the world, not just U.S. in the world. Oh, yeah. Drew the most revenue of any stadium. I was surprised when I saw the numbers. Business reports, the Sports Business Report reported. Who's that guy on Twitter that report? He's been around forever. Yeah, I was very surprised by that. But again, it's in Vegas and they can sell a lot of. Just do the math times the average ticket price. They're hauling in a ton of money here. There. All right. Yeah, I'll look at the Raiders here at the plus price here. As we talked about, Broncos tend to play down to the level of competition. You beat the Giants by 1, the Jets by 2, and Vegas was competitive come off the bye week. I just have a feeling that Carroll will at least get something out of this team. I know it was ugly in the first half, but we got a second half here, so I'll take them in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. Turn our attention to college football. 2 on the board today. There we've got AAC conference action in Sun Belt. In the AAC, we have UTSA in South Florida. USF finally 13.5, total 67.5, and there are 68s out there as well. Georgia Southern, App State. We got a bunch of high-flying offenses today. Georgia Southern here, lacking defense though. We got App State here, 5.5, total 61.5. We start here with Sean.
Man, do you think you gotta lean a little here to South Florida, right? I mean, big number.
That's an exact copy of that Toledo game.
Yeah, but South Florida's a little better than that, though. And they're off a bye week, and on top of that, it was they lost to Memphis. They blew a 14-point lead in the fourth quarter to Memphis last time out.
Yeah, no defense.
I mean, UTSA at home is good. 32-4 under trailer at home, so that's not shocking. They won that one. Maybe an overlook here, right? See, like a 40-30 game. I don't know. I lean South Florida just because you're off the bye week, and UTSA is off a big upset. That's my play there. And Georgia Southern. What's this total? What's this?
Doesn't matter.
Here you go, 5.5. You like Georgia Southern?
Over. No, hell no, I don't like Georgia Southern. Not on the road.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mind it. I'll get to it.
Yeah, I got no opinion on this one. Go ahead. I'll send it to L.A. Allen in Vegas. I'll take over.
All right. Let's go on over to Aldinos.
Yeah, a couple interesting numbers in this USF game. I was trying to find a way to back USF as well. I saw -7s yesterday. Now I'm seeing some -7.5s there in the first half. So if you can still get that -7, that's probably your best look on USF, I think. And another one that kind of, if you like UTSA, I think your best number is that +6 in the first quarter. That seems like a ton of points there in that first quarter. But again, all you need is a field goal there, I think, and you should be able to cover that. But again, my stronger play on this game is just to take the over here. I know it's a massive number, but these teams trending that way. UTSA 6-2 the over, USF 5-3 the over. So I'll just go with the over in that one. And in the Georgia Southern game, I like the over as well here. Got another pretty big number, but Georgia Southern coming in at 6-2 the over. App State 4-4 there on their total. So I'll just take both games to go over and hope for some entertaining football tonight.
All right, there from Al Nino. It's on over to Alessandro. Vegas Al.
Yeah, this UTSA game, I like South Florida here. I'd lay it. I know they lost to Memphis like that, but I think you go give the ball to Byron Brown here 30 times. You let him run the ball 30 times, this quarterback. I'm not kidding you. Dynamic athlete. That run he had in the Memphis game, he jumped over a dude, spun out of it, 50-yard run. This kid, just 30 carries for this guy. And control the clock. UTSA is going to try to throw the ball around. They do have a good running back, actually, too, almost 1,000 yards. why are you going to let UTSA and try to go offense for offense, shoot out with them? This quarterback, McCown, 17 touchdowns, 4 picks. I actually think this coach here, South Florida, runs the ball and clock control. So I'll lay it with South Florida at home, minus 13.5. Didn't get to the site with it. I'm thinking about adding it in, but that'd be a freemium. And then the Georgia Southern game, I'm leaning them as well. It was plus 6.5 when I was looking at it. It's 5.5 now. I like the over in this game a little bit as well. I just think J.C. French IV is a little bit more efficient through the air. 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions this year. You look at Swan, the former Vanderbilt kid here. Never was in love with him at Vanderbilt. Now he's here at App State. 8 touchdowns, 6 picks this year. I don't know. I don't see why they're favored. Maybe because the defense App State has. But I saw Georgia Southern go in a shootout there to Southern Miss. I think they can compete with anybody offensively at least. So I'll take the plus 6 or 5.5 now again with Georgia Southern.
There we go with Son on over to Jorge. You're on mute, Jorge.
Yep, had the dog barking. And I don't have any dogs today, so I just shut him up. South Florida, good as offense as anybody in the country. Those guys can score left and right. Definitely the best scoring offense in mid-majors. I mean, it's not even close, especially what they did to Boise State. Lean into that one to the under. But definitely like Appalachian State. They're just a team that has better talent on both sides of the ball than these guys. They've been known as a giant killer for decades. They've always, over the day before mid-majors became big. Georgia Southern has an interesting stat. Even though they throw, they're 3-0 when they run for over 200 yards, but 0-5 when they don't. App State's only given up over 155 yards running once. So Georgia Southern kind of plays off their run to pass. Otherwise, they have to pin back and have to worry about the other side's defense. Appalachian State, they don't got much else over there in Boone. That's all they got. That's a town that's fired up for their football. It's a TV game. They've always kind of played a little bit better than their mid-major status, so I definitely like Appalachian State in that spot with the stats.
There, with Jorge talking about anything about these games, I like the over here at Georgia Southern App State. Looking here at this Georgia Southern team, has some issues here on the road here in conference. Really, just pass defense has been an issue here for both teams. So I look for an over there. UTSA and USF. Again, UTSA showing a little bit of improvement. That's why I'm not going to jump on USF. UTSA showed some improvement last week, but Brown here throwing the football. And then looking at UTSA on road losses by wide margin at North Texas, and they lose to Temple. But they've gone over in 3 straight. USF has pounded their 2 AAC opponents at home. They've gone over in 5 of 6 there. In conference, Roadrunners getting really good quarterback play. USF at home put up a lot of numbers here. Good running, good passing. I look at the over there in that one. All right, let's continue here on the Tony X Morning Show. Turn our attention to the single in the NBA as we've got the Suns and the Clippers here. Suns at home favored now from 2 up to 2.5. We're seeing total 224.5. Of course, the news here are the injuries here to the big 2 here from the Clippers. It looks like we've got Kawhi Leonard out, James Harden out here in this one. Let's see what else, if there's any other news coming here in this one. Also, we got Miller and Sanders out for the Clippers. On the Suns side, Dylan Brooks out, and we've got Jalen Green probable. And we start this block off. You got anything in this one, Sean?
I saw there was a 5 yesterday. I took a 5 because you knew one of them wasn't going to play.
Yeah.
Right? We said this the other day. Somebody, what was it, the Giannis game or something? Who were we talking about the other night?
Yeah.
You damn well know one of these cats is going to sit out every single game. If one plays, the other one doesn't. It's like peekaboo. So I'm like, 5, I'll take a shot. And then it worked out that it was that they both go down. But I don't know. I haven't had luck with NBA this year. I told you 2 and 5 with NBA. So we'll see what happens. I haven't won in any sport with good numbers this the last month. So this is probably a Clipper outright spot. Everybody's going to fade the injury report and be like, oh, they're all out. Next man up is usually – that's the way it usually is. Those guys are getting 5 now with a bunch of guys looking for paydays and want something to prove. Chip on the shoulder crew. I like the Clippers plus 5. Or what? I was not plus 5. It's plus 2, right?
2.5, 2.5, 3 now. Yeah.
to flip on. I'd still look at the Clippers in that one.
I like the 5 ones. Yeah, it'd be good there. But nope, we move on over to El Ninos.
Yeah, no 5s anymore, that's for sure. But again, both these teams trending to the over so far on the young season. Phoenix 5-3, the Clippers 5-2, the over. And again, you mentioned the injury, so yes, definitely a couple guys that can put the ball in the basket. But as you like to mention, these backups these days, well, pretty much everyone can shoot in the league, right? It's just a select few that can't really shoot anymore, and it's more defense that's becoming a problem now. So I think we can still see some offense in this one. I'll take this game to over. And Bradley Beal props probably on the table as well. I haven't looked at them yet, but we'll take a look at those.
There we go here from El Ninos on over to Alessandro.
I mean, Devin Booker props. I'll keep going to him. Just call it square. But, yeah, best player on the team. He's going to probably average 30 this year. But I was actually kind of thinking what Higgs was thinking with the Clippers outright spot. I don't know. Just everybody fading the fact that Harden and Kawhi aren't playing. And I don't even think this is going to get controversial, but I'd get rid of them if I was a GM. But that's neither here or there. That's how I feel about those two. They play, half the season? And when they do play, at least Harden can never trust James Harden. So that's how I feel about Clippers.
Yeah, well, the Clippers in trouble. They may end up selling their team. I can see the owner since he doesn't like salary caps buying the Angels. I've always put that out there, but maybe we'll see what happens because the Angels need somebody with money to run a team. You don't have to worry about overpaying players. There's no until we won't know until 2027. But I think baseball isn't going to change. Like we saw the NBA just pass their labor agreement like that because of the TV, all the money TV's bringing into these leagues. I don't really see a lockout coming. Move on over to Jorge.
It just all depends who's playing, man. I saw that it was load management. That's usually his knee. Then I saw a report that he has an ankle injury, but I didn't trust that source that I got that injury from. So Leonard technically is supposed to play. Harden, I guess, is out for personal reasons. Beal's coming back, even though he's been a disappointment since he left Washington or went over to Phoenix. This could be a game where all of a sudden they just give him the ball and he goes off. The guy can score. He's always been a good scorer. That's not an issue. But the Phoenix has been good at home, and I'll just whoever they get on the court. I'm a big Booker fan, always have been, and I think they're playing pretty good basketball over there on their home court. So a slight lean there, especially if Leonard's out. But again, it's all a lean until we can find out who's actually playing.
There we go here from Jorge. I'll tell you what I think about this. Yeah, I can only look at the Suns. To me, it's just the Clippers' road form has just been absolutely horrible. Minus 21 net rating, playing at a slow pace. Suns upgraded here at home as they played. They've won 3 of 4 at home, averaging 117 points per 100 possessions. So based on the numbers, I'll look at the Suns. And Ty Lue is just a fish. There are only a very few people you can really trust in this. There's one guy on Twitter that's been great on this report who actually reads the reports and just doesn't broad brush things. Ty Lue was a fish in these games. He wasn't part of the ring. Remember, from what I understand, it was Chauncey Billups recruiting guys with money and ripping them off. That's kind of the way it reads to me. So some of these names that are being thrown out there, these are the fish they brought in the game to fleece them. So these are just guys that want to play a poker game, thought it was on the up and up, and they got. Well,
if they don't see what got Billups is they got him getting money wired to him.
Right.
They got cash for their game, and they walked out. They got nothing.
Right. These are the fish that played. Okay, because you can't have a poker game. You can't rip people off unless you recruit people in with money. So a lot of these guys, I heard Paul Priest's name up there. All these guys that like to play poker, they recruited them into the game. I mean,
guys, people with money have been playing private poker games in Vegas for decades and decades and decades. And they're probably even bigger. And I know the ones out there in California.
Oh, yeah, a lot of them.
Even my buddy's an actor in California. I went to high school with. He says he says he can play one almost every night with players. And he's a little skeptic of some of them. But that's been going on forever. It's just a news thing now. So.
Yeah. And the mob, the mobs with this in this situation, they were just running the games in New York. They were just basically playing the house. They had nothing to do with the recruiting, and they were just making sure that the game were being played. They supplied the dealers, they supplied the facilities, they provided the security, and they took the rake. That's all that the mob was involved in. They were not involved with these guys. Come on. I mean, you got to read you got to read these reports, guys. You can't just go by. Some of these dudes are just broad brushing stuff, trying to get you the clickbait. But when you read the reports, it's pretty obvious what's going on. Chauncey was in on it, tried to fleece his friends. That's really what happened. Because if there was money, and of course there's Damon Jones in there as well. Those are the two bad guys in this thing. Everybody else were just fish they were fleecing from what I can read. Is their names weren't brought up because they're the ones they were victims in it. That's really what it was. So there you go. So you guys got to read. You guys got to read the deposition out there. Read the reports, the crime reports that come out. Don't just take someone else, because some of these folks are just, they're associated with him. No, they're not. They're not. Oh man. So all right, guys, let's continue here on the Tony Morning Show. We'll move on over to college basketball. What we do at this time of the year in college basketball, just give us what you got. We'll do the blocks when we get into conference play in January. There's just a ton of games out here. We got added games, then you have extra games. It's a huge mix of games out here. So we'll start with Sean, college basketball. Give us what you got.
All right, I'll give you my extras since I can't get them on the site here, so people won't be able to see them. But we'll get them here. We're going to go, and these will be the end of the shows, which we are 3-4 on, by the way, 3-4. So it is what it is. Out of the gate a little slow here with college basketball. 11-11-1 with college hoops so far. We're going to go LIU. You know what? Let me double check the lines here because I have them at -1.5. Let's see what they're at here. You might be able. Well, they're going to go off. They're going to go off as a dog here, so the line is flipped. You're going to get them at plus. You get them at +2 here. Oh. You're going to get them at +2 when this reopens up, it looks like. So LIU, we're going to take Bethune-Cookman again. We had them the other day. We're going to get 17.5 from Miami. We'll take it. Reggie Theus' crew. Next up, Texas Southern against A&M, a 30.5 spot. I like to grab the little a team that's a top like 1 or 2 in their crappy conference. I like A&M. They got no starters back themselves. It's good. Not that it's a rivalry, but it is Texas. And late on the board here, Loshai versus Mercy under the total 145.5.
Here we go. There you go. There you go from Sean over to El Ninos. Anything college today, El Ninos?
Yeah, still not much college basketball for me, but I guess I'll take a small lean on Illinois State. They're coming in at a pick 'em against Ohio here on the road, so I'll take a shot on take a little small lean on Illinois State. But again, still digging there in the college basketball. No, not much college basketball for me yet. Still waiting for more data and stuff.
And the data from El Ninos on over to Alessandro.
First two, I was looking at Central Connecticut there, +8, +7.5. And then the one that I actually really like is this Bethune-Cookman +17. I'm looking money line here against Miami. We saw what they did against Auburn. I think they could beat Miami outright. I'll take that shot. I don't even see a money line yet, but +17 is what I'm looking at with Bethune-Cookman. There was a couple more. UC Riverside there in that pick'em game against North Dakota. I just think UC Riverside can shoot the three. They're going to get up and down the floor. North Dakota can get up and down the floor as well. Those Summit League teams. The total at 150 looks light to me. I like UC Riverside and the over in that one. And then Florida's back at it. Laid an egg there opening night against Arizona. They got North Florida here laying 41 points. No, thank you. I'm looking at North Florida, who also can shoot the three and get up and down the floor. I'll take North Florida +41.5. There's a couple more. I was looking at CSU Northridge versus Northern Iowa. I like the over in that game. Looking at the dog there as well with CSU and Northridge. I don't know. Northern Iowa's bringing a little bit more back, though, so I just like that total. I think they'll get up and over that as well, over 152. And that's it.
There from Alessandro on over to Jorge.
I'm going to go old school Vegas homer on you. Go back to, what the hell was it? Make sure I say their name right. Bethune-Cookman. That's Reggie Theus, baby.
Yes.
He's got a solid team that took Auburn to overtime. He's got a recruit over there that got kicked out of Kansas and went other school because of an assault charge. So he's going the Jerry Tarkanian route, recruiting some criminals. So I'll take them to cover against Miami.
There we go from Jorge. I see South Francis of Pennsylvania on the board. Was it South Francis of New York that got that shut down their program? If I'm not mistaken, they're still there. But I guess South Francis of Pennsylvania is still playing basketball. I think it might have been South Francis of New York is the one that shut down the program there. All right, we got you through our college basketball program. Before we get to the NHL, we're going to see what Jorge has for sale over at Tony's Picks. Big weekend of action. A lot of sports overlapping as we head into November. A lot of NFL, college football, and more. What you got for sale, Jorge, over the site?
Just got a blowout winner today in college football. One of those two teams there. Got a little bit on a roll yesterday. Got to dig into these college basketball teams, man. I went 0-2 the first day, barely losing, but really didn't have any info on any games. So just trying to find at least some teams that have played once. Still digging through my college basketball Bible. It gives me a headache. Actually, I'm glad I got it on the internet this time because you can make the print larger because it's tiny in the book. So it was a good investment. And just digging into some of these teams and actually what I'm looking forward to are some college coaches that have moved, that have a different style of play from when they were there. So the trends mean nothing. And they're trying to implement a whole new style of play. So I've targeted about 5 or 6 of them, and I'm going to be going after their totals here earlier in the season because it's too hard on the point. So I'm going to try to handicap some styles of play.
Let's go. Yeah, get on board. Jorge over at Tony's Picks. Get results from Jorge NBA last 7 days. Promo code Tony T at checkout. We'll save you that 15% off with Jorge. All right, Jorge, as always, great having you on the show. Are you sure it's not the print? It's just us?
Huh?
The print's got
I'm old as hell too. Yeah, no, it's fine.
I don't. It's ours, right? The print's the same size.
I got to zoom it to 125. You're right.
There you go. Zoom it to 125. I'm already at 150, buddy. So you're only at 125. I'm at 125. Where are you at, Sean?
Man, get you some readers.
Where are you at? When you zoom it in to what 125, 150. When you zoom the pages, when you're trying to read these online publications.
Get the hell! I keep my shit on 100, bro. You guys are old.
He's still at 100. Okay,
hair's gone, but the eyes are still good.
It's got to be good. It's got to be really bad for me to
But the book is like 8, man. It's like the text size is like 8.
Oh yeah,
it's tiny.
Well, I get my wife is like, oh look, it's Mr. Magoo. I'll bust out the magnifying glass like the back of a baseball card, because you know how sometimes like Topps would have shit where it'd be like if it's like a short print, you got to find like a different number on the back. So I'm like, I got no time to look. You know, I'm like the back of a baseball card is freaking tiny as hell. You know, some of these cards. So that I would pull a thing out for. I'm like, because I'm not wasting my time. But other than that, I don't need. No, we're not expanding the freaking fonts yet. No, I'm not that.
We're at that point yet. Okay, all right.
I'm not that bad yet. Yeah.
Not that bad yet. Okay, not expanding. So 125 on Jorge, 150 on me. So there we go. All right, Jorge.
150 tone. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, 150. Yeah, it's just. Let me look at the screen too much, but yeah, 150. Jorge, have a great one. We'll catch up with you later.
What do you get?
All right, you got it. All right, let's continue here on the Tony Sports Show. We'll go over the action on the ice. We got Alessandro and Al Nino's here, so we'll start here with Alessandro. Anything on the ice for you tonight?
Yeah, let me look. I actually have a 3-pack out on the ice tonight. I'll try to talk about some of the games that is not in that 3-pack. This Panthers-Kings game, I was looking at the Panthers. That's the last game on the card. I was looking at the Panthers here. Just not looking like their usual selves, though, to start the year. That's what has me causing for pause here. But minus 105 almost seems like a buy low price. They're just not playing well, so that's why I didn't touch it. But it's, very rarely I feel like you'll get this minus 105 against the Kings like that on the road. I'd have to look at recent lines, obviously. But that just feels cheap. Florida Panthers.
Yeah, Kings just got their first home win. They took a long time to get. They just beat the Jets to get their first home win. A lot of tie. There've been a lot of ties in there too.
Yeah. Another one actually to this Capitals Penguins game. We saw the Penguins the other night give up a 3-0 lead. Ovechkin just got the 900th. I don't know. I'm leaning to Capitals still. Just keep the ball rolling. They got good momentum. Penguins not really right now. Penguins are at home. They have been playing good outside of that game the other day. I'll take the minus 115 with the Capitals. So the two games basically that I talked about, Capitals and Panthers.
There you go with Alessandro over to El Ninos. What you got? Anything in hockey tonight?
Yeah, there's a few decent looks. Actually, a few that might make the premium card here. I think the Sabres are in a good spot here with the rest and home ice advantage over the Blues. I like the Bruins there as well at home. I think they've been coming in on a 4-game win streak, and they've definitely showed some signs of life. I mean, to say the least here so far early on in the season. Still getting plus money there. I think that's where the value is on that one. Hurricanes versus the Wild. Now, the Wild have played the Hurricanes well lately, but I still think the Hurricanes are the better team here. Definitely having the better season. I'll go -1 on the Hurricanes there. Again, hate talking anyone off. Shot at some plus money here. If you're on the Wild, go ahead. But I'm on the Hurricanes -1. And I'll have to drop the gloves here with Alessandro. Maybe a bit of a homer, but I'll take my Kings at home here. Yeah, the Panthers are a good team. Still dealing with a couple key injuries though, and hey, also lost going against my Kings with the Jets there recently. So maybe
not to interrupt you, Ninos, the bounce back spot for him. Giving up 7 goals like that, the Panthers to the Ducks like that the other night.
Yeah,
I expect them to show up here a little bit.
Yeah, no, again, should be a good game. Should be a good game.
For sure, absolutely.
Just a lean, not a premium by any means, but Kings here.
Sorry, from El Ninos. Anything? You got your skates out today, Sean?
I'm looking right now. Like I said, I'm 4-1 on the site with hockey. I don't know. Maybe an over in Carolina, Minnesota, 6.5. It's a big number. I mean, -130. That's. I see the juice like that, and that's I'm going to look at.
It's juice to the under, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, but it's. Well, you know what I was looking at? I was looking at a juice 6. I apologize.
Okay, no, you're fine because I see 6.5 juice to the under.
For which one?
I got
Hurricanes Wild.
I got a 6 -125, and I got the 6.5 is the same. 6.5 -120. So I'm torn on those. I see that stuff. I'm like, oh boy. I'd really like to find a +105 somewhere and go opposite. Like anytime I get the plus on the total, I got to run the other way.
Have you looked at any of those exchanges at all? At the alternate numbers?
No, I don't do that crap.
Oh, you don't? Okay.
No, I don't.
Some good numbers.
I don't.
You should, Sean. It's. I mean, yeah, it took me a while to get into it, but definitely not looking back now.
Like I gotta figure out a whole new set of crap. It's a whole different.
No, I get it. It took me a while. Totally told
it's
me.
It's tough enough to kind of figure out who I'm going to bet on a day or two ahead of time. I got to worry about people going against people and what they're betting. I don't know. You know,
it's pretty straightforward once you get
into it. Right? Because that's basically you're betting other people and they're going to buy on something.
Yeah,
right?
You just pick your line just like you would at any other book. So I mean, it's not.
Is that what it is? I thought it was something like it's a head-to-head kind of thing.
No, there's a lot of volume in there. Yeah. Oh no, it plays just like a book. There's a lot of volume. There's a ton of volume in there. If you go through call sheet, it's huge. But this Profit X, there's enough volume there.
I love it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Kalishi kind of stuff, I don't trust. I mean, first of all, it's not even American, bro. I don't trust that. Like who's bumping up crap in there? Talk about fixing shit.
Huge. Well,
like. Anybody could come in and just put a random. I saw something the other day about Kalishi. Someone put $10,000 on the dude Mundabi to win a presidency. They had odds up on it. He can't even run. He's not even an American, right? But
yeah,
they're going to put false odds up like that. And listen, that's so different. FanDuel and those places do shit like that too, where a guy's like, oh, listen, you can win an MVP. You can get a crazy odds and people bet it, but. It's that kind of stuff.
New Jersey, isn't it? Yeah.
I mean, the thing is it's kind of like what was that exchange a long time ago? But it's really popular. Also, you can use your Peter Panic. You can use your trading accounts. It's like a stock. So, yeah, it's we talked about. It's a commodity. It's just like predicting pork bellies, predicting cotton, wheat, and all that stuff. That's basically what they're saying. Prediction market.
I get it. That's just I got no time to learn new stuff.
And it brings money, and it brings the tax dollars into the federal government instead of the states. that's kind of why I think this is going to be pushed through.
Like I'm staring at a screen, and my Denver Washington college basketball game today is a Christmas tree. It's red, it's green, it's yellow. And I got to worry about Kalishi. Like I got to pick an odds. No, I get. Well, thanks.
Alternate numbers aren't bad in those markets, man. I'm telling you, the alternate. Numbers.
I get it. Listen. I'd probably do it right in it because I always like to get a better number and try to get ahead of numbers. But
when the Knicks were in the playoffs last year, you were getting a lot of good numbers against the Knicks because there was a lot of volume in a lot of good numbers going against the Knicks. I mean, it just seemed a lot of. Yes, that's where the stock exchange is, right, in New York. So what do you think of the trading dollars? These guys have all their stock trades. they're going to open up those accounts. All right, we got you through the ice. Now it's time for our parlay peripheral segment where our Cappers give it a parlay, team player prop, game of the future. They make the call here. We start with Sean.
All right, as I mentioned before, we're going college hoops. We'll put it in the chat here. There you go. End the show picks posted. 3 and 4 to start the year. Now, all right, a little slow. It is what it is. LIU +2, Bethune +17.5. Texas Southern +30.5, low shy under 145.5. Last year in the show pick 71-57 $1,400. And that was only from January on. So not a bad run college basketball. A little slow to start out the gate. It's to be expected, I guess. It's not bad. It's not good, but one day at a time we'll be all right. It's November 6th.
There you go.
I think the last game is April 6th, so we got a little time on
a little bit of time. Yeah, don't forget, NIT, CBI, and that New Vegas tournament, right? That one that gets all confused.
Yeah, the nil. They should just call that the nil tournament.
The nil tournament. One of them they couldn't put odds on, right? Remember there was a controversy there where they couldn't put odds on one of those. I can't remember what tournament that was last year.
Oh, what was it? Yeah, that was something like the Kings tournament or college. I don't know, one of those. Yeah, it's like freaking.
Everybody confused.
Let's just see what kind of tournaments we got coming up. I'll take a look.
While Sean takes a look, we'll see what Alessandro has.
Parlay wise today, I'm going to go to that North Florida game, the +41. Just don't give up 100 points. I think we cover this number here with North Florida. So +41 with Bethune-Cookman as well with the +17, and then Florida Panthers 3 legs 6-1 odds.
And you go with Alessandro. Move on over to El Nidos.
I'll take the points with the Raiders. I'll go Hurricanes -1 in hockey. And if you're parlaying, you can just go money line if you want. If you're doing single teams, either -1 or the puck line or regulation, I guess, but -1 for me. And then the last one, I'll go. Actually, I wanted to go over with both those games in college football. But again, don't parlay it. Just single straight bet lays.
And there we go here from Al Ninos. I'm gonna give you a college football here. I'm gonna go under with Washington and Wisconsin here, under the total in this one. Wisconsin, they just can't get the quarterback. Ever since Billy Edwards got hurt, they just can't get a quarterback. They haven't in the year back in the year, right? They had no quarterback play, bad quarterback play. It's even worse now than it's been. I just don't see Washington being able to really put up points against the Wisconsin defense. Although Washington on the road in conference play average just 15 points. They can't run. They're not efficient in the pass here. The Badgers have been held to 10 or fewer points in their past 5 games, going under in all of them. So I'll go under. Man, what's happened to Wisconsin? I think that's another coach that's probably going to be looking for work there. So I'll go Washington and Wisconsin under the total there in that one. All right, we got you through our parlay purple segment. Now it's time to see what our Cappers have for sale over at Tony's Picks. Head into a big week of action with we're in November now, so this is where all the sports are overlapping. This really when you get your long-term subscriptions here, especially with all this overlap. We'll see what Sean has for sale over at Tony's Picks. 3,289 units of profit document over at Tony's Picks based on $100 unit wager size. Sean, what's for sale?
I can't find any tournaments right now. I got a lot of different ESPN type things, but I can't find anything right now. I got to dig a little deeper. Although I do see that the first conference tournament is going to kick off. Patriot League on March 3rd looks like the earliest one. No, March 2nd Horizon League. So there is no February 28th basketball tournaments. But we will have tournaments the first week of March for conference tournaments. So there's that. For sale, NFL, college football, college hoops. Go get it. There you go. There's nothing to say. I've had a rough 2 weeks of college and NFL losing. It is what it is. Find somebody else. I'm not hot right now. We got a leaderboard. Pull it up. I'm not on it right now. It's okay. I'll be all right.
There you go. There with Sean over at Tony's Picks. Let's see what's rolling over here with Alessandro. See who he's got for sale over at Tony's Picks for today's action. Alessandro's been red hot in NFL.
Yeah, hot in the NFL. 2025 records there as well. Go check it out. But no NFL tonight for me. We don't got to bet every NFL game. Not in love with this primetime one. The number did get away from us. Should have hopped on the 10.5 with the Raiders if I wanted it. Now I just got to let it go. Watch it win probably. But it is what it is. I do have a 3-pack in hockey tonight, and then I have a 3-pack in college basketball. So 6 bets total. 3 and 4 day yesterday. Looking to turn that around. Getting the green today. And, use the 2-for-1 capper promotion and the Tony T discount code. Get that 15% off.
There you go there from Alessandro. Let's see what El Nino's has for sale over at Tony's Picks for today. El Nino's also putting together really impressive numbers here in the NFL. El Nino's, what you got?
Yeah, just I do have a prop in the NFL if you want to check that out. May get there with a premium, as I was saying, though, that plus 10.5 long gone now. So hate to get the worst of that number and get burnt by the hook again, but at least you got the pick on the show here. And I do have a play in the NBA, so if you want to check that one out, go ahead and grab that. Might get there with a hockey or two. So again, best way to go is always one of those long-term 2-for-1 capper passes. Pair me up with your favorite capper.
That's right. Yeah, boy. There, Nino's over at Tony's Picks. Long-term subscriptions is the way to go. I'll have a best bet on board for you here right now as well. So get on board with me, match me up with your favorite capper with the 2-for-1 cap promotion. So go ahead and get signed up. Guys, with you here every day at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. It is the Tony's Picks Morning Show. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. We greatly appreciate that. And, of course, check out our YouTube channel for all of our content up there on demand, as well as live shows up there for you. We got our show here, Rod here at 5 p.m. Eastern time with the happy hour. And then you're going to see also on our show, you're going to see also our Night Move show, 2:30 a.m. Eastern time with Ramon, and we've got DeAndre, of course, with Night Moves. A lot of great content up there on the YouTube channel, on-demand content for myself. You see Al Nino's up there as well with our content. So check it out. Of course, Sean got you here pretty much in the mornings.
Mornings, yeah. But I was telling Rod, I said I'll come in for the afternoon, especially down with college basketball and stuff. Fun to pop in afternoon time. So I'll be maybe splitting going forward.
There you go with Sean Hinks. Of course, Alessandro got you here on the mornings, but you pop in some of the other shows as well.
Yeah, I actually might be on the happy hour today. Not scared to give more picks out, more college basketball. There's a lot to cover. Give you maybe a little bit more in-depth description of what's going on, why I'm on this bet and stuff. But, we have a UFC. This one I do kind of like. I'm not going to lie. I know there's a bunch of stuff going on with UFC, but this is a good card. I do see plus money. I'll probably be firing this weekend and try to get a parlay video out. It's just try to pick our spots. Some of these fights are just not worth even watching, nevertheless betting. But, that's basically how I feel, man. Ready to get it going, though.
The thing that they've said here is that fighters are pretty much independent contractors, so it's really pretty tough to really get a hold on what's going on with these guys, right?
No, yeah, when they're making $5K to show, $5K to win, $10K to win, I mean, it don't take nothing but a big guy, a big boss that bets tons of money to approach one of them. That's what's going on. So,
yeah, we got you there. Of course, Al Nino's get your video up on the channel as well. See some of the shows as well.
Yeah, the dogs are back in town. Got a video there for the NFL game. Got a couple props in there as well if you want to check that out. Some close to plus 200 props there if you want to take a couple. Well, not the longest shots on the board, but hey, a little shot at some plus money.
Yep. And of course, Chris, you keep an eye out for his videos. It's that time of the year, guys. We're going to start the flu season not too far away, so take care of yourselves here. As voices will go, coughs will come in. Some of us have coughs all year round. I don't know. I don't know how that works, but anyway, check it out here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. A lot of great content. Like, subscribe. Back again tomorrow live at at 9:30 a.m. Eastern time. Any closing thoughts for anyone before we close it out?
Good luck.
Good luck to everybody. All right, we're going to wait. Goodbye, guys. You make a winning one. We're back tomorrow here on the Tony's Picks Morning Show.